Hi, it's me, back with another Limbus company new banner review. Today we have September 6th. Today we have a couple new things, but the first thing I want to talk about is the special attendance rewards, because this is starting today, and by today I mean 2 days ago by the time you see this video. There are 35 days in this check-in event, and you get 1 notch every day you log in. So you have a week of leniency. Just be sure to log in 28 times within the next 35 days, and you'll get a free 3-star and a free 2-star ID. I had intended to go over these today, but unfortunately it seems as though they are not actually in the game yet. Which is kind of what I expected, to be honest with you. They don't need the identities to be done and added to the game, because nobody can even possibly get them for the next 14 days. So, I'll go over them when I get them. There'll most likely be another banner 2 weeks from now, and another one 2 weeks from then. So, I'll go over them with whatever banners come out alongside them. Or, if there's not a banner, I'll just go over them the next time that there is a banner. And if, for some reason, there isn't one for the entirety of the 28 days, I'll just go over them both together in their own video. So with that out of the way, 1 thread and 21 thread. New IDs. 7 Section 4... Sorry, 7 South Section 4 Heathcliff and 7 South Section 4 Faust. Very IDs. These nuts. I have this. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I do not care about this at all. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do my single pulls with my paid lunacy, and then I'm gonna use that, and if I get neither of them, I will just shard both of them. Because I have 1,200 yellow crates. Which is, as you might have guessed, a few more than I need. I'm also at enough shards to get Heathcliff and only 50 off getting the new Faust. I might have a problem. I've been doing a mirror dungeon every day, and that is basically it. Alright, let's throw this ticket away. One 2-star. Beautiful. Sinclair. Awesome. Well, I'll be honest with you, I kind of expected that. So give me one moment, and we are about to dispense both of these, because I could not be bothered to roll for them when I have so much saved up.
현장 자료들을 볼 때 이번 사건에 대한 결론은 생각했었는데 기다려봐.
So, I actually think that this Heathcliff is one of my favorite IDs aesthetically. From what I've seen in the trailer, and also this art is just fantastic. So that's good. And of course we also have this one.
어서 오세요. 주문은 이쪽에서 받겠습니다.
The most attractive Faust has ever been and will ever be, because she is not attractive. Sorry. Anyways, let me just go ahead and uptie them. Oh, they finally added this. This was supposed to be added in the last update, I thought. You can name your team now. Cool.
잠깐만, 지금 단서가 만들어지려고 해. 그래서 그런 거였나? 기다리게.
Alright, here we go. The one I actually care about this time around. I've got a splitting headache. It's number 4 talking to himself. Okay. No, literally. I think my skull's actually about to split in half and blast off. I don't get it. I don't understand how anyone, like them writers, makes a living doing this torture every bloody day. It's just intuition, damn it. My sources? How about my gut feeling, huh? How am I supposed to explain that? I've examined hundreds of scenes since I started working here. I've been working here for a good while, too. And before this, I've seen enough of the rough and tumble and had more than my share of violence. After a life like that, the hows and whys of a murder scene just come naturally to me. It's just intuition, nothing more. But I'm not like the armchair detectives in those mystery novels. It's not like I can figure out the whole scene and scheme from a glance. Sometimes clues get lost in the whole mess and my head. Calling me a profiler, whatever that means, forcing me to write these reports every damn day. I'm about to lose it. I'm not thinking of quitting, though. I do love catching these smart arses off guard, watching their overcomplicated conspiracies blowing up in their faces because some poor uneducated sod like me caught them with their britches down. Priceless. Besides, getting to meet them face to face like this before caving their skulls in, downright therapeutic. They always wear this stupid look on their faces, like it didn't occur to them that we'd find out. It's all quite entertaining. Though I wish... That's him, yeah? Yes, he was the last of the first floor personnel. Off with his head then. How many more have we got to go through? The second and third floor adds up to 30 people. Right then. Let's crack on, shall we? We've got 2 blank reports waiting to be filled out back at the office. Do not forget about the case that was added before we departed for this assignment, Heathcliff. There are only so many heads I can smash before even that satisfaction begins to dull. I wish I had time to blow off some steam. He's about to get some. It's called being a member of a Limbus company for once. No, I like this Heathcliff. He's very cool. Before I look at any of his stats, there's another ID.
네, 기꺼이요. 파우스트의 능력이 필요하다면 언제든 불러주세요. 아, 티타임은 제외하도록 하죠.
I apologize for the long wait. Faust will take your orders now. The child calmly walks up to a table in a cramped, bustling cafeteria and begins to speak. Milk tea, I see. Would Ceylon be leaves to be... That word made me forget about the English language. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not going to try. Be to your liking. The tea will be boiled to 94 degrees Celsius unless special requests are made. The child's quiet voice slowly begins to accelerate, her rather sizable pair of glasses rattling with every word. 1 teaspoon of sugar, noted. Would you like to receive your first cup already filled? Depending on your preference, we can also provide a cup without emptying the warming waters. Loud clickety-clack of typewriters gets dangerously close to drowning out her voice, but the child raises her voice in response. The entire time, she does not slow down, not one bit. Instead, she stops dead in her tracks. Brought to complete frozen stillness by a single sentence the guest uttered. May I inquire what your intentions for ordering a milk pitcher might be? If you prefer your tea with a higher milk content than our standards, we can accommodate it to your liking. However, we do not recommend adding more milk after the tea is poured. Adding it afterward causes milk to heat unevenly, which leads to its protein denaturing. This, in turn, results in a significant loss of aromatic and flavorous qualities of your tea. Allow me to expound on that point, which... Perhaps we can skip ahead. The child will likely go on for a good while. Some indeterminate amount of time later. Next order, please. Another guest stands before the visibly exhausted child. Oh, I'm not here for an order. Then I regret to inform you that I am currently on my cafe shift, and any inquiry regarding an association contract must wait until... No. People at the reception told me I'd find you here, Miss Faust. It's about the case we last contracted with you, and, Let's see, where'd I put that business card? I presume this is about the post-contract management. Though the child is currently working as a tea brewer here, this cafe is an employee-run, volunteer-based establishment by a subsection of the Seven Association Fixers who are deeply invested in the art of tea brewing. That's very specific. Of course, once their volunteered hours are complete, the employees all return to their duties as Fixers of the Seven Association. This child's primary duty at the association is to draw conclusions on contracted cases based on evidence gathered by other Fixers of the Seven Association. And I'm certain you are already aware, but we can provide you with a discount should you choose to leave the post-contract management to our association as well. You may also consult our affiliated Fixer offices, of course, if you are seeking more affordable options. If I were to leave it to the Seven again, would you be assigned to the post-contract management? Indeed. Well then, I'd like to contract the Seven Association with the post-contract management as well. Your name carries a lot of weight in this business, you know. A wise decision. Post-contract management is the child's other duty. And what does a post-contract management entail, you ask? That was our last target on the list. Heathcliff, let us ascend to the second floor. It entails variations of no-holds-barred retribution or extermination of the perpetrators revealed in the investigation. Yes, the child's name carries a lot of weight in the business indeed. Whether that be the business of brewing tea leaves or hewing heads. Well, they seem like a jolly bunch, don't they? Literally the FBI. Hold on, this is important. Now we have them uptied. Ah, I was wrong. Okay, whatever. I was right about two of them. Anyways, we'll get to that. So, Heathcliff, 157 HP, 3 to 7 speed, 29 defense level. Very average stats, which is fine. Honestly, the stats are not that important. I'll be real with you. I've been thinking about it, and the only stat that actually matters in any significant sense is speed, and only if it's really high. If it's low, then who cares? And if it's high, then that's good. The rest of it literally doesn't matter most of the time. Fatal to Blunt makes me upset, but that's okay. Intuition, 3 to 11 with 2 coins. Both inflict 1 rupture on hit. That's about what I was expecting. I literally guessed the rolls of both IDs, so we'll get to see if I'm right about the other one. But I said that Heathcliff's rolls were going to be 3 to 11, 4 to 16, and 4 to 12. And I got 2 of those right. This is a very average skill 1 for a 2-star. It's about what you would want for a 2 coin anyways. And that's about all I can say about it, really, because 1 rupture plus 1 damage on the second hit is basically what you're getting out of this, which is pretty insignificant, all things considered. But we'll get to that. Skill 2, the wrap up. 5 to 15, 1 coin, pierce. Clash win, inflict plus 1 rupture count. On hit, inflict 1 defense level down, and on hit, inflict plus 2 rupture count. This is a very important skill. And I really hope that this Heathcliff is, like, I don't know, he seems just okay, which is not great, because Rupture Count is something that not a lot of IDs have without a catch. Talisman Sinclair needs the enemy to have talismans. K-Corp Honglu needs to have his K-Corp modules, and any other Rupture Count is usually inflicted by 1 point. Rose Spanner Greg can inflict a bunch by spending charge on Bursting Tremor, but that is also very specific. This is just straight up 2 Rupture Count guaranteed as long as it hits, which is very strong for a support effect, because we don't actually have a lot of Rupture Count right now. I think Uptie 4 7 Association Yi Sang can inflict up to 3 with Moulinet, and 7 Association Otis inflicts Rupture Count with their skill 2, and those are the only 2 guaranteed Rupture Counts that I can think of off the top of my head. There's probably a couple more. LCCB Ishmael, of course. But yeah, this is a pretty decent skill 2. Honestly, for a 1 coin, this is pretty solid. all things considered. Forensics, 4 to 12 with 4 coins is not the greatest. Whoa, sorry. I just looked at what the first coin did. Yeah, 4 to 12 is not great, especially with 31 offense level. It could be way better. But we'll get to it. Coin 1 has on-hit inflict +3 rupture count, which would matter if it didn't all get consumed by the additional hits. Hits 2, 3, and 4 inflict 1 rupture on heads hit, and coin 4 on kill inflict 2 rupture count against the enemy with the lowest rupture count. I'm going to go ahead and assume that this can't apply rupture count to enemies who don't already have rupture, but there's also just a chance that if all other enemies have 0 rupture count, it just inflicts 2 rupture count, all of them, which would be very funny, but I doubt it. In terms of the sin affinities, they're fine. There's nothing really super significant about Wrath, Envy, Gluttony. It doesn't really fit with 7 association anyways, and that's about all I can think of to say. What it does fit with is if you're running it with Effleurist, Ego, Yi Sang, his skill 1 will fuel Crow's Eye View, because you only need 1 Wrath for that. So that's pretty interesting. Defense is just an 8 to 13 guard with no effects, that's fine. Passives, Instinctive Read. When attacking a target with a damage type, the target is fatal, or resistance of times 1.5 or higher, to inflict +1 more rupture with skill effects, which basically just doubles all the rupture he inflicts. Okay. And then connect the dots. One ally with the highest max HP inflicts +1 more rupture with skill effects when attacking a target with a damage type that the target is fatal to. I think that this is good. I'm not sure, though, because it's highest HP, which means you need a high HP Rupture Inflictor. Keikor Ponglu immediately comes to mind, but I can't think of any others. So, that's whatever. But inflicting a bunch of Rupture is always nice, so we'll just leave it at that. So that's Heathcliff. He seems okay. He doesn't seem especially good. Usually you'll want 2 skills that hit up to 14 in order for an ID to be considered, like, above average. This ID does not have that. So you will leave it at that for the time being. Let me just go ahead and equip all the 7 association IDs, because I'm going to be using them in the test run, obviously. Like, that's predictable, let's be real. Faust, the one that everybody is more interested in. I was wrong. Okay. I got one of them wrong once again. No, I actually got 2 of them wrong. Don't even worry about it. Let's see. 148 HP. Okay. 28 defense level. Okay. 4 to 7 speed is pretty good. It's not the best it could be, but is very solid. 7 association also tends to be kind of quick. She's a little bit slower than Otis, but don't pay attention to that. Predictive analysis, 4 to 10 with 2 coins. If target has 3+ rupture, coin power +1, so it becomes a 4 to 12. That's not going to be likely, because rupture is rare. Second coin has on hit inflict 3 rupture. But of course this comes after the first hit, so you're probably out of rupture count at that point. It's not a bad skill 1, it's just nothing special, I will say. Skill, it reminds me a lot of Liu Ishmael, actually, now that I think about it. Because she has red kick, which gets coin power if they have burn. Skill 2, dissect target, 4 to 16 with 3 coins. Target has 6+ rupture, coin power +1, so that can become 4 to 19. This is literally just Otis for rupture, or Liu Ishmael, but for rupture instead of burn. Clash win, +3 rupture count. Where is the rupture count? Because it doesn't specify on that. On this, it says inflict +1 rupture count, which implies the enemy. Just saying +3 rupture count without an inflict could mean it goes on to herself, which I doubt. Assuming it inflicts to the target, this once again will be eaten entirely by the skill itself, which is unfortunate. Coin 1 has inflict 3 rupture on hit. Coin 3 has on hit if target has 6+ rupture, inflict weakness analyzed next turn. That's going to be super inconsistent. it's cool seeing another ID with weakness analyzed, but it doesn't really make too much of a difference other than the fact that it's kind of a fragile alternative. I would like to point out that this Faust has +3 offense level, which generally means +1 power in a clash, which is nice. Skill 3, profiling. This is a 5 to 17. Okay, that's pretty decent. On use, deal +10% damage for every 3 rupture on the target, up to 20%. Whatever. First coin does nothing. Second coin, on hit, inflict 3 rupture. And third coin, after attack, if target is staggered or defeated, gain 1 haste and 1 I don't know why it's done with a comma. And 1 slash power up next turn. All of her skills are slash, so that's just 1 power up essentially. This works exactly this is literally Liu Ishmael, but with rupture instead of burn. They function almost identically, except that slash power up is not as good as plus coin boost. Haste only brings her up to Otis's level, so who cares? It's just literally Liu Ishmael for rupture on Faust. Okay. I would like to point out, once again, this is an ID that fluid sacks. Blah, blah, blah. Faust can only use fluid sack. Blah, blah. Get over it. Cass, you're complaining about something annoying. Yes, the answer is yes, I'm complaining about it because it makes me sad. I want more ego on these characters. I wouldn't even mind if we didn't even get a new ID for the next 2 months and they just added new ego up until the next season gets implemented, because I'm so tired of using Fluid Sack in Mirror Dungeon 2 Hard. I've got to say it. But this is the second Faust with Gluttony, I guess. I would have preferred this to be Envy Pride Gluttony, honestly. Defense, 10 to 14. On use, gain 1 haste next turn, up to 3 times per turn. Okay, cool. Passives. Before the T cools, when attacking a target with a damage type the target is weak or fatal to, or resistance of anything higher than or lower than normal, to gain 1 poise for each rupture on target before the attack, up to 20 per turn. I was not expecting that to be... I almost read that as 20 per instance. What this effectively means is... First off, technically this is a poise ID, but more importantly, this basically just gives you an increased chance of dealing 20% more damage if the target is weak, and they also have rupture. It's technically impossible to preserve this poise in between turns because she has nothing that generates poise count. Cool. 7 association tea time. 1 ally with the fastest speed deals more damage based on the target's rupture when attacking with a damage type that the target is fatal to, being plus 1.5% per 1 rupture up to 15%. That is super negligible. I guess it's attack damage and not rupture damage, so it is actually an amount that you will notice if it's maxed out. Good luck having 10 rupture on an enemy. Let's see how this works out. I have a feeling that in order for these IDs to be good, you are going to need a 7 ID team focused entirely on rupture, and Talisman Sinclair is easily the best ID for that. Heathcliff is stanced up already. Also, yeah, all of these IDs are super quick. That's the big thing that they're good at, from what I've seen, and Faust is just kind of there. Meh. Okay, Otis. Or Faust. Wow, what a start. Just don't give him any... This is gonna hurt a lot, but I don't care. Just go for it. Yeah, that hurt a lot. We're gonna keep going this time, though. I think we can do it. Neutral. Oh god, everything is struggling. I don't have enough gluttony. This is how this is always gonna go off. For some reason, I just suck at this fight now. I don't even remember if Yisang is weak to blunt. He is. Okay. I mean, from what I've seen, which is nothing, they seem okay. Let me just activate Gluttony so that Yisang can actually win a clash this turn.
관찰은 끝났습니다.
Badass. Okay. Yeah, that glasses tilting animation is only gonna is only gonna go off if the effect activates, like how Ishmael's does, which is cool. I like effect animations that only activate when you actually do something with them. Heathcliff is never gonna win a clash in this fight, and that's really sad. But I have no choice but to attack with him because this is getting ridiculous now. I should maybe invest in up-tying Yisang. Because riposte rolling a maximum of 9 is a little annoying. Dear Lord, he's just gonna die. This isn't going well for him at all. I haven't seen a single animation of Heathcliff. And he's gonna die this turn, too. I don't use those. I have no healing here, I would like to point out. The problem is that I didn't equip any ego. That's what I did wrong. I knew there was something. We're just gonna pretend that I did. How about that? I really hope I actually redirected everything, because otherwise Heathcliff is actually just dead. I'm gonna use Representation Emitter next turn, definitely, because I have to do something about this, right? It is a cool animation. What? No, I didn't activate the effect that time. She just adjusts her glasses no matter what. That's a little annoying. I was hoping that it would be a cool animation. I can't rep emitter. Why not? I need more pride, don't I? Okay, cool. Well, at least he's not clashing, right? Clash won't have anything. Somebody just gained sanity from something? I don't know what. Oh, Heathcliff did. Perfect. It's about dang time, dude. You're at 25 HP. Come on. This isn't going well. It's okay. We can all comment on how this is a bad team showcase later, okay? Then you can be happy about that. Somebody did that in my last one of these as well. I don't want to... Man, if he loses this clash, he just dies. And there is nothing I can do about it either. Same goes for that one. Let's just assume he's gonna win the clash, then. I think that's fair. I really hope that that's how that goes, because, yeah. I hope this Heathcliff is at least usable at Uptype 4. He seems kind of, not that at Uptype 3. I'll be honest. Nice stagger. This is literally just gonna come down to whether or not Heathcliff can win this clash here. Oh, he got staggered. Never mind. It doesn't matter. This one does. Oh my god, he actually did it. That was a struggling clash, by the way. We're in the money now. He's not gonna take any more damage for the rest of the fight. I don't think. God, I love Millenette's animation. That is definitely pronounced strong, by the way. I don't care. You can comment all you want about it. It's never gonna get fixed. My brain works in mysterious ways, chat. No, I like them. I like, I definitely think... I like the idea behind Heathcliff a lot more than I like the idea behind Faust, but that's just because he does a lot of stuff, you know? Oh, they're all staggered. What am I doing? Or they're all about to be, anyway. See, Yisang seems really good amongst the others. I actually got a crit. What? Okay. Yeah, see, that's the thing, right? It feels like Faust would very much benefit if she had any poise count gain in her kit. but she just doesn't have that, so whatever. Neutral? That's a lie. That's a lot of green. I'll take it.
깔끔하게.
I haven't even... Why is Faust invisible while attacking? While flashing? That's not a normal thing, is it?
관찰
I'm pretty sure that's a thing that only happened with her just now.
끝났습니다.
Oh, here we go again. I do want to see Heathcliff's animation for his skill 3 at least. I think I'm guaranteed to see at least part of it. Because there's no way that... I almost called him Maurice, which I guess is not that far off. He can't die this turn. It's not possible with this team. Mariel, that's his name. I don't know why it's so hard for me to remember that. Oh, he's not winning that clash. That's okay. Sorry, Yisang. Oh, sorry, Yisang. I didn't mean it. Oh my god. Oh my god, really? That is unironically one of my favorite animations in the entire game. It is so cool. And that is the only time we're gonna see it this fight. Actually, that's not true. He has another one. Faust with her 2 damage up. I love it. Or Otis. I get them mixed up because I just hate them both so much.
깔끔하게.
Oh, he's dead. It's so cool. It's not even that good. Because all of the Rupture Count it inflicts gets eaten. Oh, I actually got a kill with the final hit. So it procced. And it gave 2 Rupture Count to 1 enemy, which is about what I expected it to do. So at least I know the intricacies of that attack now. It doesn't just give 2 Rupture Count to everybody. It just gives 2 to 1 guy. If they have none. Which, fair. It would be a little broken if it gave it to everybody. Anyways, that's the fight. They're all in the same spot except Yisang, who is dead. He died because he drank too much mint-flavored coffee.
밀크티.
Yeah, okay. I like the animations a lot. I definitely like 7 Association as a group.
가장 맛있죠.
Even though he got staggered twice immediately, he got 2nd highest damage. That's impressive. Honestly. Yeah, that didn't go so well for those 2, but that's alright. I'm not surprised that Faust had the most damage. She is by far the most offensive of these IDs. Ryoshu can maybe compete if she gets swash every turn, but I doubt that'll ever happen. Alright, they seem cool. Let me now determine if it's worth getting them to up tie 4. Let's see. Intuition. Inflicts an additional rupture if the coins land heads, and if target has 6+ rupture, coin power +1, so it becomes a 3 to 13. That is very awkward to activate, again, because rupture is really hard to stack. And that's really the only reason. The wrap-up becomes a 6 to 16, and inflicts 3 defense level down instead of 1? Yeah, okay. That's a really good skill, too, in that case. And Forensics, if target has 6+ Rupture, coin power +1. And that's the only thing that changed about it. So that becomes a 4 to 16. That is still not great. So the issue with this Heathcliff is that he only has 1 skill that naturally rolls above 14. And that is the wrap-up. Which is unfortunate, because I really like Heathcliff, but oh well. Combat passive. If 4 or more surviving units, including this unit, are 7 association fixtures, inflicts additional... Sorry. Are 7 association fixtures additional +1 more rupture from this passive? It's phrased weird because I didn't read the first half of the passive again. So it'll inflict 2 more if the target is fit. And then... Support passive also gives 1 more rupture if the ally has 7 association, which probably matters less because they don't actually inflict a lot of rupture usually. I mean, if you really like rupture, up tie this. If you don't, then don't bother. I can't see him really being used that much. But that's just my opinion. Faust, on the other hand, let's see. Predictive analysis maxes at 2, so it can be up to 4 to 14. Which is not bad for a skill 1, but that's not likely to happen. Dissect target gains the same thing. It can cap at 2, so it becomes 4 to 22 if the target has 12 rupture somehow. And Clash Wind inflicts an additional rupture count? Is that... No, it just fixes the wording. Okay. Cool. Profiling maxes at 50% instead of 20%, and inflicts 2 rupture count on Clash Wind. Doesn't it already do that? No, it does not. Okay, that's a pretty significant upgrade in that case. Alright. Oh, it becomes weak or fatal. That's not new, game. It was already like that. Okay, I don't know why it's highlighting that part. If the ally... Oh, because this is the support passive only. If the ally is a 7 association fixer, further increase damage by 0.5% per 1 rupture, up to 20% instead of 15%. This support passive is useless. Okay. She doesn't actually seem like she gains that much, all things considered. And it's because Rupture is super hard to stack. The most significant buff that she gets is 2 Rupture count on Clash Wind for profiling. And that 2 Rupture count also makes it easier to get this, actually, because it'll keep the Rupture on the target, so you deal more damage. Do I think she's worth getting up to Uptie 4? Not really. I think she's decent enough without it. She has the 2 skills that break 14, which is super important. And that's all you really need for good ID. And she has that. She is not as good at clashing as Otis is, and no ID really is ever going to be. That's not true, by the way, but Otis is at least tanky. Yeah, she's alright. Company is going to be the IDs you would expect. I can't imagine people really want to use Heathcliff, but I'll put him up there anyways. So, final thoughts. I wish Heathcliff was better, because I really like that skill 3 animation. And he also inflicts a lot of Rupture and Rupture Count support stuff, but he just doesn't quite have the strength you would want. Faust is pretty good, about on par with Liu Ishmael, I'd say. They roll about the same. Faust has got slightly better rolls by default, but Ishmael has better rolls after activating her skill 3 effect. So those 2 are about even, and they're about where I would want 3 stars to be. Next week, we have Railroad 2. I'm not going to stream it. At least my first run through, I'm not going to stream. I might maybe stream trying to go for whatever the challenge for the banner is, but I'm not going to make any promises for that. I haven't been doing a lot of video stuff lately because I've been... Well, first off, I'm trying to get stuff set up for, like, PNG tuber type stuff, because, honestly, my content doesn't really feel like it's got anything to do with me, and I know that's a really weird complaint to make, but it feels like that my content is just Limbus company and has nothing to do with me talking about it. And I know that a lot of people find the guides helpful, but I'm also pretty certain that a lot of people will admit that you don't really need them to play this game well. It's just something I've been doing because I want to get better at editing, mostly. And I've got almost all of the factions done. The Zwei guide should hopefully go up this weekend. If it's not up this weekend, it's because I've gotten really good at procrastinating my schoolwork. But hopefully that'll happen. I haven't actually started writing the script yet. But I am going to work on it. I'm going to remind everybody again to participate in the special check-in, because it is just a bunch of free pulls, shards, tickets, bread, stuff like that, and you get 2 free IDs from it. When I do eventually get around to making a guide for Molar Office, it will be all of the Molar stuff, not just these 2, because they are technically the same faction. I will review these IDs as they are released, so if they're released, if we can get them on the day a banner comes out, you will see me review them on that day. I guess, thank you for watching. Add me if you want to try out the new IDs before buying, because that is a thing people like to do. I haven't cleared my friends list in a while because not a lot of people have been adding me on it. I'll clear it again once it gets over 100 and a new banner comes out. How about that? I'm not just going to clear it every week from now on, because it seems like not a lot of people are using it anyways at this point. Yeah, thank you for watching. I hope to see you back again sometime soon. And I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, or just day if you would rather not have a good weekend. That's it. Bye.